Hi, I'm Chris with McAllister Studios, and today we're here talking about serial compression on vocals. So I have a session open here with a recent order from a client that I'm working on. I've already mixed the band and now I'm onto the vocals, and this is a prime example of when you would want to use serial compression. And looking at the waveforms here of the vocals, you can see that there's some very quiet parts here, here, and here. But then you have some large spikes and transients here, and you'll actually see one here as well. Um, and that's going to overload our compressor. And I'm using the LA2A as our standard compressor here. It's one of the gold standards for vocals. And when I'm using the LA2A, I like it to stay between 2 to maybe 5 decibels of gain reduction. And that keeps the vocals pretty level. But we're going to play through this passage, and I want you to keep your eye on the meter, and you're going to see the wide dynamics pop out on this meter that go well beyond the 2 to 5 decibels that I like.
These chains, wish we could stay. Gonna have to break these chains and just fly away.
Okay, so you could see on the meter that those loud sections, especially those transient peaks there, were really pushing this compressor all the way almost to 8 to 10 decibels of gain reduction. And then the very quiet dynamic areas that you could barely hear, that was getting maybe a half decibel of gain reduction. So that's a very wide range. So what we need to do is we need to level these out a little bit more. And the best way to do that is through serial compression. And that's just going to clamp down on these peaks before it gets to the LA2A so that the LA2A can stay nice and stable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an 1176, and I'm using the CLA 1176, and I'm going to put it right before the LA2A. And I'm going to put the attack to its fastest setting, the release to its fastest setting, and you can play between 8 and 12 ratio. I'm going to stick with 12. Now, we're going to listen to this passage again, and we're going to adjust the threshold so that just the transient peaks, those large ones here, are being activated on the meter. And then when it gets down to the quiet sections, you're not going to have anything with the 1176 because that's the responsibility of the LA2A. So let's go through the passage and adjust our threshold.
These chains, wished we could stay. Gonna have to break these chains and just fly away.
There, I think we caught it there at the end. So you could see that the large transient peaks were activating the meter down to about 3 decibels of gain reduction, and then it quickly went away to nothing for the quiet dynamic. All right, so that's prepped the LA2A, so that's not being overloaded. So let's go back to our LA2A, and we're going to adjust our threshold and see if we can stay between the 2 to maybe 5 decibels of gain reduction so it stays nice and level. Let's go ahead and test this out.
These chains, wished we could stay. Gonna have to break these chains and just fly away.
There you go. So it was not hitting 8 to 10 anymore. It was staying between a half decibels of gain reduction at the end to maybe 4, 4.5. So a much more level performance there. And that's when you would use serial compression. If this video was useful for you, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe, and also leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about this particular technique. I'll see you next time. Happy mixing.